Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to my channel Phyrra. I'm Cordelia and I'm thrilled to have you here. Today's video is going to be a silver monochromatic makeup look, the look that I'm wearing right here. I primarily use the Lime Crime Venus Immortalis palette and a couple other key silver makeup products that I have in my collection. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what it looks like. If you're interested in seeing how I put together this weird little alien silver monochromatic look, just keep watching. I applied the Concrete Minerals Glitter Eye Primer, and then I applied the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in black to tightline my eyes. I did my brows today with NYX's Micro Brow Pencil in 7.5 Gray, and I also used the NYX Thickening Brow Mascara in Cool Ash Brown. These cool tones work for me, yay! I'm mostly using the Lime Crime Venus Immortalis palette to create this look. I'm taking the black shade Unseen with this IT Cosmetics Precision Eyeliner brush that's a 126. And I'm going to start on the arch at the inner part of my eye. So I'm trying to look at where the darkest little corner of shadow is right here, and that's actually where I'm going to start to create my arch. I love doing these graphic looks with eyeshadow because it's very easy for me to just kind of lay it down and then correct it with like a Q-tip or eyeshadow if I don't like exactly where it's going or how it's looking. I particularly like this matte formula because it's buildable and it doesn't have a lot of fallout, particularly if I remember to tap off the excess from my brush. And I'm gonna go along the lower lid pretty much straight out to create this wing. I'm running the brush along my upper lash line. I'm not taking the liner past about the halfway point of my lid because that's my personal preference for the shape. Next, I'm going to take this cool gray color called Ash, and I'm using the Lethal Cosmetics pencil brush, which for me, this is almost more like a small diffused blending brush. And I'm putting it underneath the black in this arch. And then I'm going to start putting this onto my lid and blending it along the top of the black liner. I'm also going to take this along the lower lid. I take another IT Cosmetics 125 Smoky Liner brush and this color right here called Moth, and I'm going to use it at the end of this arch along the inner part of the lower lid. I'm going back with the same black matte eyeshadow in that brush just to deepen this arch a little bit. I'm taking the color Marble right here in this IT Cosmetics 147 brush, and I'm going to apply this under my brow, under the eyebrow, and along the top of the eyeshadow. I'm taking this KVD Dazzle Stick in Thundercloud, which is this beautiful like multi-dimensional silver. I'm using a Sigma E21 smudge brush, and I'm going to put this on my lid, basically in the in-between space. This is definitely one of those products that I find it looks better when you apply it with your finger, but I don't feel like I have as much control as I like if I try to apply it with my finger. So I do use my finger a little bit to try to help smooth it out. But I find a brush is much better for me for control. And I'm absolutely bringing this out. Put a little bit of this at the inner corner and inner lower lid. To continue the silver flow that we have going on, I'm going to take the Sugar Pill color SilverLake and a Sigma E54 medium sweeper, and I'm going to put this on top of Thundercloud. And I'm going to put a little bit of whatever's left on the brush along the lower lid. I'm just taking a pointed Q-tip along the lower lid and making sure that I'm happy with the shape. I'm going to curl my lashes, add mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, mascara has been applied. I'm going to put on the Danessa Myricks Original Prism FX Hydrating Lotion. The original color is more of like an iridescent pinky violet, but I don't have like a silver based primer to use for this monochromatic silver look. Now that I have the original Prism FX hydrating lotion on my face, I'm going to put on a foundation, and for today I'm going to use the By Terry foundation in the shade Phyrra Beige. This KVD concealer brush so I can get it around my eyes. I always forget when I'm doing a tutorial that I should wait and put my gems on after I've done the foundation, but I was like, well, how should I do my gems for this look? And so I stuck some on. I will say one of the to me major drawbacks of this foundation is that it is fragranced. So it smells like a lot of, I don't know, it kind of makes me think of like the Huda Beauty, some of the foundations that are usually targeted at older women. It smells like that kind of like weird floral foundation stuff. It's not terrible. It doesn't cause me to break out like a lot of other fragrances do, but I figured I should mention it for all of you out there who suffer from migraines, because I can see this sort of smell being triggering in that regard. I love foundation sticks. I love that they give you a lot of control. I like to run my brush across the top of a foundation stick and then start blending it into my face. I don't have a silver blush, so what I think I'm going to do is put on Silk Naturals Nougat, which is a contour color, and I'm going to use that kind of as like a blush, and then I'm going to put silver on top of it. Cool. Anybody's wondering, Nougat is actually a really great shade for fair skin. It's a contour color because I feel like that looks very natural and believable. I'm going to take a little bit more of KVD Thundercloud and start tapping that onto my cheek. I don't actually have a silver highlighter, so I'm going to use Black Moon Cosmetics Squid, which is a like really white, blindingly bright highlighter. I'm going to use this at just like the tops of my cheekbones. And a little bit on my forehead. I'm adding a little bit more of Nougat to my cheek because I just feel like my cheeks don't look quite right. And I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. And this is often what I do when I'm trying to figure out how to fix things. I'll go back, add a little bit more, tap it out to blend. Okay, I've gone back and forth with Nougat from Silk Naturals and KVD's Thundercloud to try to create my gray cheeks, and I just feel like they look a little alien, so we're just gonna run with that. I'm going to apply the Silk Naturals Meld Powder in Light to try to meld all of this together. I'm gonna be taking these face gems that I bought from Amazon for $6.99, and I'm gonna use the top row, which is the silver row, taking the biggest size gem and putting it just a little like bit past the inside part of my brow. Taking the medium one to put above the high point of my brow. Taking the smallest size to put just past that. Taking two more of the smallest size to put right here. I'm using KVD Lip Pencil in Scully, which is a black lip pencil. I'm using Vampire Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in Dracula, which is a black. If Black Moon Cosmetics would ever restock their black metals, I would definitely pick up Castle because it was a gorgeous gunmetal metallic silvery gray type liquid lip color. Would be perfect for this look. All right, now that I have my black lipstick on, I'm gonna make it silver, and I'm gonna take the KVD Dazzle Stick again in Thundercloud. I'm gonna load up a brush. And now to go even more over the top, I'm gonna take a little bit of Sugar Pill SilverLake. So let's take a close look at the silver, monochromatic silver makeup. Here's the full face of monochromatic silver makeup. So what do you think? How do you feel about this? To me, I feel like this looks very much like alien makeup, and I'm here for it. I think it's cool. It was surprisingly challenging for me to put this together because I love silver, but I don't actually have a lot of silver products, and some of the silver products that I would have used are no longer in my makeup collection. Like Black Moon Cosmetics makes a black metal liquid lipstick called Castle, which is this gorgeous like silver gunmetal gray type color. Would have been perfect, but mine went bad and I haven't been able to replace it because it's not been in stock at their site. So I made my own color using Vampire Cosmetics Dracula and a little bit of the KVD Thundercloud and a little bit of the Sugar Pill SilverLake. So I hope you enjoyed this silver monochromatic tutorial for hooded eyes. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have another color request, I'm here for it, so just leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.